everybody, welcome to today's session. This is the last session of the live Pilates classes. Yeah, let's get started. Hopefully I've got the camera angle right today for once in 24 weeks. So we're just going to start by taking a little stretch. So we're going to interlace those fingers in front, curving the arms. Just need to drop the hands through and just curve that back, so stretching through the shoulders and the upper back. Nice deep breaths. From there, release the hands, take them behind. Pulling the arms back, and you're going to lift the chest up towards the ceiling. Release the hands, take them in front. Curve and then dropping that head. Dropping those arms, bring them behind. Reaching back, lifting that chest. Relaxing, then we're going onto our backs for our breathing. So laying on your back, knees bent, feet on the floor, you're looking up towards the ceiling, so you're resting down flat. Your arms are down beside you. You want to have a nice curve underneath your lower spine. It's just big enough to be able to get part of your hand underneath. And we're taking nice deep breaths in through the nose. Out through a pursed lip. Breathing in. And out. So as you take these nice deep breaths in and out, I want you to think about the position of your hips. So you're keeping them nice and level. Imagine there's a torch on each hip bone and they're shining up parallel to one another onto the ceiling. We're keeping the upper body nice and relaxed. So your shoulders are away from the ears, the chest is nice and open. We're keeping the weight evenly placed to those feet. So big toe, little toe and heel. And just gently tightening through your tummy. Next time that you breathe out, I'd like you to tuck the pelvis under. So you're flattening your lower back into the floor. Take a deep breath in to stay. Exhale to release out to neutral. Tucking under to flatten. Holding that position. Control back out. So as you're tucking under, trying to find a nice strong flat back position. So you're using your tummy muscles and your pelvic floor to help you to stay there. To try and avoid squeezing the bottom. this next one, we're going to hold our flat back. So we're going to tuck under, hold that flat back into the floor. So here, staying in this flat back position, we start to tighten the pelvic floor. So as you breathe out, you're tightening all the way in with the pelvic floor. Inhale to release. Exhale to tighten. Inhale to release. Exhale to tighten. And release. And release. So thinking of that sensation of stopping a wee mid-flow. So as you're tightening, you should feel as though those tummy muscles are working harder, that your back is slightly flatter into the floor. Excuse me. We're going to halve this contraction, so 50% tightening in the pelvic floor as you exhale. Inhale to release. So keeping those shoulders nice and relaxed and away from the ears, that open chest position. So if you are feeling really tense here, just turn those palms up towards the ceiling. Keeping the tummy nice and tightened. So you're pulling your belly button all the way down. Keeping that weight even through your feet. We're halving one last time, so 20 to 25% tightening. And this should feel like a very gentle lifting, something that you could sustain throughout any exercise if you needed to. It's just working in the background. This flat back position should feel nice and strong. We're using the tummy muscles and the pelvic floor to help us to stay there. From here, I'd like you to bring your legs up into tabletop. So your knees will come up above your hips, your shins parallel to the ceiling. We're going to be going into toe taps. So you're tapping one toe down towards the floor and you're lifting it back up. Then we swap sides, tapping down and lift, tapping down and lift. Nice deep breaths. So you're keeping that tummy really tightened, using your pelvic floor. The shoulders are nice and relaxed, keeping them away from the ears. Let's take two more on each side. Tap down and lift. Tap down and lift. Last one on each side. Tap down and lift. Tapping down and lift. From there, I want you to hug your knees in towards your chest. And then from there, we're going to go onto our hands and knees for our stretch through our back. Grab a drink if you need one. So on your hands and knees, hands under the shoulders, knees into the hips. Try to get this tummy already nice and tightened. As you breathe out, I want you to tuck the pelvis under, so you're curving the lower back. We're arching the spine and we're dropping the head. Take a deep breath in to stay. Exhale to let the pelvis go back out to your start position. We're working through the spine and we lift the head. So we're tucking under to curve, arching the back, dropping the head. We hold, then we're releasing out through the spine, piece by piece, lifting the head. So we want to get loads of movement through the back. You're working into each section, piece by piece. So if you do feel like you've got any areas that are feeling really stiff or sore, you're just slowing them down. Taking your time to move into each vertebrae one by one. So as we're curving the back, we're thinking of pulling that tummy all the way in. As you're releasing out to your start position, we want the shoulders to come away from the ears. Got two more here. You're tucking under to curve, arching the back, dropping the head. We hold, releasing out through the spine. Lifting the head one more time, tucking under to curve, arching the back, dropping the head. We hold, releasing out through the spine. The head lifts. From here, you're just pushing yourself back into a shell stretch, bottom to the feet, reaching those arms out in front. Then we're going to be on our sides for our chest opening stretch. So bring your knees together, legs one on top of the other, resting down, and your hands are just palm to palm here. We're going to lift this top arm up so that your fingertips point to the ceiling. Taking the head with you, we're twisting away. Holding here to take a stretch before lifting all the way up and over to come back down palm to palm. The top arm lifts, fingertips point to the ceiling. Take the head with you. We twist away. Holding here to stretch. Then we're lifting back up and over to come down palm to palm. So we're keeping our legs glued together, making sure that they're grounded so that this twist is coming through your waist. the arm is reaching from the fingertips all the way into your armpit. Really opening up your chest. We want to be looking at this hand for as long as we can, so that we keep a good range of movement through the neck. Just take 2 more here. We're lifting up, fingertips to the ceiling. Taking the head with us. We're twisting away. Holding here to stretch. Before lifting up and over. To come back down, palms. Lifting up, fingertips to the ceiling. Take the head with you. And we're twisting away. Holding here as we stretch. Before lifting back up and over. To come back down. Palm to palm. From here we're going to swap sides. You can either roll over to face the other way. Or you can switch the end of the mat that you're laying at. Just bear with me while I change position. So again, legs are glued together, one on top of the other. Arms are long, palm to palm. Drop that head down. We're lifting the top arm up, fingertips point to the ceiling. Taking the head with you and twisting away. We're holding here as we stretch. Before lifting back up and over. To come down, palm to palm. We're lifting up, fingertips point to the ceiling. Taking the head with you. We're twisting away. Holding here for your stretch. Before lifting back up and over. To come down, palm to palm. So the legs are staying glued together and grounded. Making sure this twist is coming through your waist. Please take nice deep breaths. Stretching the arm from the fingertips all the way into your armpit. So we're getting this really nice open position through the chest. We're looking at this hand for as long as we can. Making sure you've got a good range of movement on both sides of your neck. Let's take 2 more here. We're going to lift up, fingertips point to the ceiling. Taking the head with you and twisting away. Holding here to stretch. Before lifting up and over. To come down, palm to palm. Last one here. Lifting up, fingertips point to the ceiling. Taking the head with you. Twisting away, holding here to stretch. Before coming back up and over. To come down, palm to palm. From there, we're going to come into a full body stretch. You can roll onto your back here if you need to. If you'd like a drink, then grab one. If not, we are on our backs for the next exercise. Just bear with me while I set up the arc barrel. So lay on your back. You're going to be nice and flat, so you're looking straight up to the ceiling. Knees are bent, feet on the floor. You want to have that slight curve underneath the lower back if you can. So remember, you just want to be able to get part of your hand underneath there. Start with those hands beside you, sorry. From here, I want you to take a nice big nod of the head, chin to chest. As you breathe in, exhale, lift your shoulders from the floor, reach your arms nice and long. Take a deep breath in to stay. Exhale to control back down. Chin to chest. Lifting up, we hold. Control back down. So we're going to be using the tummy muscles to lift us here. Pull your belly button all the way down. This chin to chest position is here to keep the neck nice and relaxed. So think about taking a big nod of the head before you tighten the tummy to lift the shoulders. Breathe. Keep that pelvic floor nice and tightened. You're using the reach of your arms to keep these shoulders away from the ears. Using your pelvic floor. Let's take two more here, then we'll change the arms. Chin to chest, lifting up. We hold, control back down. Last one, chin to chest, lifting up. We hold, control back down. So from here, we're going to bring the arms across the chest. So each hand is on the opposite shoulder, like you're giving yourself a little hug. Try and relax the shoulders as much as you can. Again, breathe into nod. Exhale to lift. We hold. Control back down. Chin to chest. Lifting up. We hold. Control back down. So it doesn't matter that mine is really tiny. If you want to make yours bigger, that's absolutely fine. Just my movement's very much restricted. You're taking your time with this, keeping those shoulders away from the ears. So don't let them lift and tense just because you've moved the arms. Still using your chin to chest position. Still using your tummy muscles and your pelvic floor to move. Let's take two more here. We'll change the arms one last time. Chin to chest, lifting up. We hold. Control back down. Last one here. Chin to chest, lifting up. We hold. Control back down. So from here, we're going to take the hands one on top of the other and place them either onto your forehead or behind your head. If you are behind the head, make sure you're on the head and not the neck, so you're not pulling anywhere that you shouldn't be, you're not adding any extra tension. Your movement is the same. Breathe in to nod. Exhale to lift. Breathe in to hold. Exhale down. Lifting up. Breathe, hold. Control, back down. So we want to make sure here that wherever those hands are, you're still taking that nod of your head to keep the neck nice and relaxed. Your shoulders are down. Elbows are wide to keep this really open position through your chest. You're using your tummy muscles, using your pelvic floor to give you that lift. So don't let everything start to relax just because you're finding it tough. Breathe. Let's take 2 more here. Chin to chest, lifting up. We hold. Control, back down. Last one, chin to chest, lifting up. We hold. Control, back down. We're going to hug those knees into the chest. And from there, you're either on your knees or on your front, whichever one you prefer. Again, grab a drink if you need one. Let me see if I can get in shot without cutting my head off. Okay, so if you don't like bearing weight on your knees, or you find kneeling uncomfortable or painful or anything like that, lay on your front nice and long through your body, hands mat width apart, and you're going into just little chest lifts with the forearms down. If you're okay on your knees, you can always use your cushion if you need to. Kneeling up, hopefully you can see me. Kneeling up nice and tall. Lower leg is behind you. If you suffer really badly from cramp, tuck those toes under to help to relieve that. If not, rest the feet down. Shoulders are nice and relaxed, so your arms just hanging down beside you. We're going to take a really slight nod of the head just to release the tension in the neck, okay? From here, as you breathe in, tighten through your tummy and start to lean yourself back from your knees. Exhale, squeeze your bottom to lift yourself up. We're leaning back. Squeeze and lift. So my lean is really tiny. That doesn't matter if yours is still quite small, but if you want to, you can make that bigger. And the bigger that you're making that movement from your knees, you should start to feel it firing up through the front of your thighs, through your quads. As you're leaning back, really tighten through your tummy. As you're lifting up, squeeze through that bottom. Use the force of that exhale to push you back up, okay? Pushing back up. So really tighten in the tummy, pushing to lift. Relaxing those shoulders. Slight nod of the head. Let's take 2 more here and add movement in. Leaning back, lifting up, leaning back, lifting up. Okay, if you're laying on your front with your arms on the floor, you're going into alternating lifts. So one arm will stay on the floor, the other arm will lift away. If you're staying on your knees, bring your hands in front of your chest. As you start to lean back, you're going to take the hand away and twist the upper body towards it. Exhale to lift back up, Inhale to lean and twist. Exhale to lift. So my lean is still really tiny here. Again, yours can be bigger. I still want you to really tighten through this tummy. And use that exhale on the way up. So you're twisting the whole of your upper body. You're looking to that hand so that you know even the head and the neck has moved with you. Use that exhale, that squeeze to lift. 2 more on each side. Twist and lean. Lifting up. Twist and lean. Lifting up. 1 more time on each side. Twist and lean. Lifting up. Twist and lean. Lifting up. From there, no matter which movement you've been using, push yourself back into our shell stretch position. So remember, that's bottom to your feet. Reaching those arms out in front. And then we're going to go into the 100s. This will be the last 100 that I do for a little while, I think. Grab a drink if you need one. So coming onto your back, just to begin with, find a position that you're comfortable with. So it doesn't matter at the moment if you're in neutral or imprint or whatever, or where your legs are. I'll talk you through everything else. So what we are going to be in is a flat back position. So you'll be really tucked under, losing that gap underneath your lower spine. From there, I want you to lift your legs into tabletop. So remember, that's knees above the hips, shins parallel to the ceiling. If you want to challenge that position more, take your knees away from the hips, maintaining the shins parallel to the ceiling and maintaining this flat back position. From there, we're going to nod the head and lift the shoulders with your arms nice and long. The palms will face the floor. We're beating up and down for our 100 repetitions. 5 as you breathe in and 5 as you breathe out. So your arms will look like this. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Then we're going to take the hands behind the head. Your legs are still lifted, and we're going into 2 sets of 8, sitting up towards those legs. From there, just drop that head down so you're looking straight up to the ceiling. Bring your arms down beside you. Lengthen your legs as much as you can. It doesn't matter if your legs are still quite bent. It's the longest position that you can maintain. The legs go into crisscrosses for 2 sets of 8. If your legs are quite bent, the lower leg will crisscross more. Then we relax and we take a stretch. So find that strong flat back position, really tuck under, lose that gap. When you're ready, lift your legs up into tabletop. So knees above your hips, shins parallel to the ceiling. Nod the head, lift the shoulders, take those arms out nice and long. And we inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tummy in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pelvic floor, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Halfway, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tummy in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 more, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stay here, hands behind the head. Your legs should still be in tabletop. We're going into sit-ups for 8, 7, 6, breathe, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 8 more, 8, 7, 6. Tummies in, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest your head down, your upper body and your arms, lengthening those legs out. We crisscross for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last set, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relaxing there, I'm so sorry. I literally got about 4 hours sleep last night, so I'm really sorry if I'm yawning lots. And bring yourself into a full body stretch. Good. From here, we're going to be coming up to a seated position to take a little stretch. So as always, grab that drink if you need it. Just bear with me. Okay, we're going to be taking one leg out long and in front of us. I hope you can see that on the camera. The other leg is bent with the foot on the inside of the thigh or the lower leg, whichever you find the most comfortable. Make sure this front leg is square on, so don't let it go too far out or cross too far over. You're going to be able to sit up nice and tall. So if you find it more comfortable sitting up, elevated like I am on a block or an arc barrel or a cushion or something like that, then that's fine. From here, get those shoulders down. You're going to reach your arms forwards. Lift them all the way up to the ceiling. So here's where you're making your upper body nice and long. Flex the foot of the long leg and start to hinge through your hips to lower yourself down towards that leg. The arms are still reaching. You'll be able to do this much better than me because you won't have a big belly in the way. Dropping that head, think nose to knee and just hold here. Nice deep breaths. Let that head drop down a little bit more if you can. Hands are wherever is comfortable for you on the leg. Then you're going to tighten your tummy as you start to lift those arms up, reaching them nice and long and coming all the way back up to the ceiling, and lower the arms down. We're going again, same leg. Reach the arms forwards, come all the way up. Hinging from the waist to come down towards that foot, dropping the head. Nice deep breaths. Reaching the arms forwards again. Tighten your tummy to lift yourself all the way back up. Relax those arms. We've got one more on this side, then we'll swap. So reach forwards, lifting up, hinging through your hips to drop down. Keep that foot nice and flexed. You're stretching underneath that calf. Drop your head. Breathe. See if you can drop a bit further down. Reach the arms forwards to lift yourself back up. Relax down. Swapping legs, so the other leg comes in front. Bend that leg in. Have the sole of your foot towards the inner leg, knee nice and wide. Don't worry if you feel like you've got less movement on one side than the other, that doesn't matter, you'll always have that. Flex that foot, we're going to reach those arms forwards, lift all the way up. Start to hinge through the hips, coming down towards that foot, dropping the head. So I've got less movement on this side than the other, totally normal. Breathe. Reaching those arms forwards, lift yourself back, up, lift nice and high, drop those arms. Here we go again, reaching forwards, lifting up. We're going to hinge through the hips, dropping ourselves down towards that leg. Just holding there wherever you can on that leg. Nice deep breaths. drop a little bit further. Reach the arms forwards, lifting all the way up. The arms drop down. We've got one more here. Reaching long, lifting up. Hinge the body forwards, drop down towards that leg. Reaching forwards to lift all the way up. Bring those hands down. Bring both legs out long and give them a shape. Just you might have locked through the knees a little bit here. Then bring the soles of your feet together. So here your knees are wide, hips are nice and open. Just bouncing up and down with those knees. Just relax the knees, take your hands to your feet. Use your elbows to push those legs down. Good, relax in there, grab yourself that drink. We're going to be on our backs. So let me get myself set up here. So on your back, you're going to be finding a strong, flattened position. So I want you to be nice and tucked under, losing that gap. And from there, lift your legs to tabletop. So remember, knees are above your hips, shins parallel to the ceiling. You should be looking directly up to the ceiling at the moment with that upper body nice and relaxed on the floor. But what we're going to do is nod the head and lift the shoulders. Your hands will be beside your knees. As you breathe out, one leg is going to reach long and away from you. The other leg will stay in tabletop. Inhale back to the centre. Swap sides, reach long and away. Back to the centre, reaching long and away. Back to the centre. So you're just alternating sides each time. The leg reaches long. I don't mind how high or low your leg is travelling. It shouldn't touch the floor. So if you are going quite low, just a hover is fine. But you want to be maintaining this flat back. There shouldn't be a space under your lower spine. And your leg should be as straight as you can possibly make it. Think chin to chest to relax that neck. Use your pelvic floor. Let's take two more on each side. We're reaching long. And lift, swap sides, reach long. And lift, swap sides. Last time each side, reach long. And in. Reaching long. And in. Relax there and hug those knees into your chest. From here, we're still in our flat back. So again, nice and tucked under, lose that space. Hands are behind your head this time. Nod the head, lift the shoulders. We still want those legs in tabletop, so if you're not there already, knees above hips, shins parallel to the ceiling. So you're still going to reach one leg nice and long, but now as you're doing that, you're going to reach the upper body towards the knee that you've left behind in tabletop. Inhale to the centre, swap sides, reaching long, and twist. Back to the centre, reach long, and twist. Back to the centre. So again, I don't mind how high or low that leg is travelling, but what I want is your back to be flat as you hit the centre, and for your leg to be as straight as it possibly can. It shouldn't touch the floor. Breathe. Think tummy's taking you all the way over to that side and back to the centre. Use your pelvic floor to find your flat back as you hit the middle of the room. Got 2 more on each side. We straighten and twist. Back to the centre, straighten and twist. To the centre, one more time on each side, straighten and twist. To the centre, last time, and we twist. To the centre, hug those knees in and rock from side to side. From here, still in that flat back, now as you lift your legs up, we lengthen them. So similar to what we did at the end of the 100, as straight as you can manage, doesn't matter if there's still a bend through the knee. Hands are again beside your knees, nod the head and lift the shoulders from the floor. So here, what you're going to be doing is as you breathe out on a pulse, one leg is going to lower on a pulse towards the floor. And lift, swap sides. Long, long and lift. Long, long and lift. So it doesn't matter if at the top your legs are quite bent, as long as it's moving, it's going long, longer and in. Reach, reach further in. And in. If you start to get really sore through your neck and your shoulders, you can support your head or rest your head back down onto your mat. Use that breath. And in. Keep the legs high if you need to. Strong flat back. Put your tummy down. Use your pelvic floor. And in. And in. 2 more on each side. Long, longer in. Long, longer in. Last one each side. Long, longer in. Long, longer in. From there, take a full body stretch. And then you're going to be on your hands and knees. Grab a drink if you need one. So as we come onto our hands and knees, we're going to have the hands underneath the shoulders, knees into the hips. I'm going to tuck these toes under. If you don't like bearing weight through your hands or your wrists, then you can drop yourself down to your forearms. But just remember they need to stay parallel to one another, so don't let your hands cross or your arms splay out, keep them in line. As you breathe out, you're going to pull your tummy all the way in. Press into your hands and your feet. I want you to lift your knees off of the floor just an inch or so. Inhale down. Exhale to lift. Inhale down. So you're thinking tummy muscles are lifting you. Your hands and your feet are just there for support. Really breathe. We want to keep our head in line with the rest of our spine. So don't let your head drop to the floor. Don't try and force the head all the way up. If you're on long arms, you're looking directly past those fingertips, just in front. If you're on your forearms, you're looking straight down towards the mat. Take 4 more here, lifting up and down, lifting up and down. Last 2, we're lifting up and down, lifting up and down. From there, bring yourself into that shell stretch, bottom to the feet, arms are in front, and just roll those wrists. And then we're going into our plank. So if you've done class at all this week, then you'll know the plank we're doing. If not, don't worry, I'm going to talk you through. So we're going to be doing hand and leg lifts, okay? I'll sort of half demonstrate and then I'll talk you through everything else. So again, you can either be on long arms or your forearms, whichever you find the most comfortable for you. If you're on your forearms, remember those arms are parallel to one another. From here, I want you to step one leg back behind you. Your weight goes into those toes. The other leg comes to join it. From there, bring yourself into a nice, strong plank position. We're going to lift one hand off, put it down. Lift the other hand off, put it down. The other one leg lifts, put it down. The other leg lifts, put it down. Relaxing there. Then when you're ready, you're going again, stepping back, strong plank. Lift one hand, put it down. Lift the other hand, put it down. Lift one leg, down. The other leg, down. Relaxing there. So you're continuing these at your own pace. And I'll talk you through some key cues to think about. So as you're coming into your plank position, make sure it's a nice, strong position. You're going to be there for a little bit of a sustained amount of time. We want to make sure that that position is really, really strong. Don't start to get slap happy with the hands and the feet. It's just nice and controlled. It hasn't got to be a very high lift. You can peel off just a centimetre if you need to on all of the limbs, okay? Just keep it controlled. Keep that plank position really strong. Make sure that as you come into it, you're squeezing your bottom, you're pulling that tummy in. Breathe. So you shouldn't be holding your breath at any point. Nice deep breaths. The whole time that you're moving through those lifts, through that plank position. Remember, you want that head in line, so you still don't have that drop or lift, just looking past the arms or the hands. A nice neutral spine. We want to think about where that bottom is. So you don't want to have the bottom too high where you're not engaging through your tummy. You also want to make sure that you're not dropping it too low down. That's going to put tons of pressure through your lower back. If you're not sure, if you think it might be a little bit low but you're not sure, then lift it slightly higher. It would be better if it was too high than too low where you're going to cause a lot of pain in your back. So there's a fly keep buzzing around, it's really annoying. Remember, those shoulders are down, don't let them creep up towards the ears. Just relax nice and long through the body. We're taking these in your own time, there's no rush. We want to make sure that we can keep that position strong, sustained and powerful. And building up that strength in your plank positions through the core. Let's take two more here. We're going to step back, come into a nice strong plank position. We're lifting one hand away, place it down. The other hand away, place it down. One leg lifts and down. The other leg lifts and down, relax down. Last one here, step back. Find that strong plank position. Lifting one hand away, place it down. The other hand lifts, place it down. One leg, the other leg. Relaxing there, take a stretch back, roll through those wrists. Really well done, those planks are super, super hard. Once you've finished taking that stretch, if you need a drink, then grab one. Bring yourself to seated, kneeling or standing, whichever you find the most comfortable. Just do a little stretch to the neck before we finish off. So make sure your upper body's nice and tall, whichever position you've chosen. Just dropping your ear towards one shoulder. You don't need to worry about pulling down or anything. Just going to hold there. You should feel a nice stretch through these muscles in the neck. Nice deep breath, so control that breathing if it feels a little bit ragged after the plank. Keeping that ear to shoulder position, start to bring your chin in towards your chest. You're sort of doing a semicircle here as you bring your head over to the other shoulder. So just straight away feel that stretch coming into the neck. It's a really nice one to do at home if you feel like you slept a little bit funny on one side or something like that. And again, just take the chin to the chest, nice and slowly, rolling through onto the other side. Or if you're sitting at a desk a lot and you get like a little nook in your neck, this is a nice one to just lengthen through here. Last time, chin to chest, rolling around. Okay, lifting that head back up, roll those shoulders back. And forwards. Take those arms out to the side, we're going to lift all the way up and stretch over. And back to the centre, we're lifting all the way up and over. Back to the centre one more time, each side, lift up and over. And centre, lift up and over. And relaxing there, that's the end of today's session. Thank you so much for joining me for today's sessions and any other sessions that you've done through the whole of lockdown. I really appreciate everyone's support. I'm getting really emotional. And I'm going to miss teaching Pilates a lot. Keep in touch, everybody, and I will speak to you all soon. Bye.